Welcome to Getting Animated with Crello. My name is Danielle, and I'm a librarian at the Arcadia Public Library. If you are new to Crello, I recommend watching the first video in this series, Crello Basics. In this class, we will discuss animated posts, both using the animated templates Crello has provided and creating animated posts from scratch. I have created a corresponding handout and it is linked in the description so you can access it and refer to it in future times. Let's go ahead and get started. Now we can start talking about animated posts with the templates Crello has created. So we'll click on templates. And here you can automatically see there's a whole section dedicated to animated designs. So if we select one of these, you can see that they are here. If we hover over them, you can see what the animation is. So it kind of gives you an idea of what it'll look like. What you do is you can go ahead and browse to see if there's anything that catches your fancy. So let's go ahead and click on one. Let's see what we can find that looks good. Let's go ahead and click on this one. So as we discussed in the first class, there are going to be elements of this that we cannot just edit, and there will be elements that we can, and we'll go ahead and go through them. But just to see the full animation, we'll go ahead and click on the play button, and you can see what it looks like. And that is what it looks like. So once you are ready to download, you have an idea. Now let's see what's customizable here. So if I click on here, you can see that this whole part cannot be edited. So for example, I can't change the colors of these little buttons here, the little circles. I can't change the color of the video, but I can change. So for example, I can change the font and maybe add some other items. Now, just like we discussed in the first video, if we decide, oh, this isn't customizable enough for me, then you can go ahead and continue to browse to see if there's anything else that does work better for you, so you can browse. So let's go ahead and click another one, and you can see what's going on there. It automatically went to play it for us, so you can see what's going on. So if I click on this, you can see, okay, I cannot edit this, but I can definitely edit the color. This one I cannot be edited. I can make it bigger and smaller, but that's about it. So let's go ahead and change this up and see how we can customize it. Now, as we discussed, we can always change the background and change that color if we want to. Kind of like this ombre thing going on. But let's go ahead and see what is out there that might catch our fancy. Okay, that looks pretty good. You know, so add some more elements to it. Maybe remove the heart. I like to edit and change things a little bit so that it does not look like everybody else's post. You got to remember that if this is available in Crello, same thing goes for Canva, then it's available for somebody else in the same format, and you want to make yours stand out. So that's kind of similar to what they had, but a little bit different. I'm going to remove this heart in the background. And then let's see what we've got for the animation. I still think it works pretty well. I think I'm going to move this up a little bit and then put it a little bit closer and maybe rotate this a little bit to the side. And let's try pressing play again. Good. Now I can change, remember this is hovering on top. This is layered on top. So I'm going to go ahead and select this and put, let's see if that fits. The font's a little bit big for that. I can either make it a little bit smaller. So let's do 50. Or I can change the spacing. We had discussed how you can change the spacing of a font and it'll really change things up in regards to looks. And there you go. We can go ahead and download it if we want. We can also add music to it. So we had talked about that before. Let's go ahead, and they have different genres of music. So you can go ahead and browse to see what looks for you. Let's see what they got for indie. So if you select it, if you click there, you just click on top of the wording where it says Fast Thoughts, the name of the song. You can see that it adds it in here. So now when I hit play, you can see what it looks like. And that is what it'll look like for us. I'm going to change this That would be a good class, right? So we're just editing and I'm kind of going with the flow here, but I kind of like this. I wonder if it'll look better if it's all caps. No, it doesn't. I might change this just a little bit. I'm not loving the look of it. And I'm just going to center it just a little bit because it's a little tilted. Oh, I think it's still a little tilted. There you go. And we're ready to go. This is our post, which is ready to go. Has a fun upbeat sound to it. It's animated, and when we download it, we have can download it as an MP4, so that when we download it and we view it, and this is a pretty small post, so it shouldn't take too long to download, then we can go ahead and preview it all together. So let's just give it a second to download here, and there we go. So we're ready to go. Now that we've discussed how to take an animated template in Crello and customize it, let's now discuss how to take a static post or image and add animation to it. So let's go back to templates, and we're going to skip the animated designs because we're looking for a static post, and we can look at, for example, maybe marketing materials and a poster. And let's just see how maybe we can add some fun animation to it. So just because I know this is going to be static, I know you usually would have put some animation in a poster. So let's go ahead and click on this option here. And as you can see, there's not that play button at the bottom. So I know that this is fully static. So we can go ahead and animate it. And there's two ways we can animate something. The first way is to make use of the animation features that are available in Crello. So if I click on animations, there are a few objects or elements that are already animated in Crello. So you can search for them. So if you were searching for food, you can type in something like that, and then you can see what each of them are doing. Now we have some unicorns. So let's look up maybe some stars to go with our unicorns and see if we can add it and see if it complements our design here. Let's see here. We can add a little border or just some simple stars. So if I add this in, you can see what the animation is going to look like. If I select it, I can make it bigger or smaller. I can also duplicate it if I want using the duplication feature just to add a little bit. I can flip it if I wanted to, and I can make it a little more transparent for a little more subtleness to its delivery. And now you can see there's a play button at the bottom. If I click on it, you can see what the post is going to look like. So that's one way of adding animation. Another way, let's go ahead and delete this, of adding animation is to select an element that's here on your page. And it can be a static element, and then select it. And then what you're going to do is click animate. So any static option, you can click animate. And then these are your options here. So for example, if I want to scale it, I can. I can also add a little delay so you can preview it. So it'll delay for a couple of seconds or half a second before it shows up. A little more impact, right? You can delay it even a little longer. You maybe don't want to delay too long. That felt like too long. So we're going to take it back to 0.5. And you can go in here and type it in as well. You don't have to drag it back and forth. So let's click. And there you go. We've added animation by taking something static and animating it here. So there are some limitations here. You can do the wobble, a zoom, a move, some spins. So there's some options. If you hover on top of it, it'll show you what it does. So you can definitely add some options available to you there. So those are 3 different ways of using the animation features in Crello. I had mentioned this in the first class, but I really feel like Crello shines in regards to their animation features in comparison to Canva. So I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you found it helpful, and thanks for joining me today.